Hello, everybody. Welcome to Geek Impulse. I'm your host, Joshua Sexton, and we're here today with Katherine Waddell. Did I say that correctly? Last name.
Yeah, perfect.
You just told me, but I just want to make sure I didn't sabotage that. Currently, you just did a film with your own film production company. Is that correct?
Yeah, Balloon Animal is the name of the film, and my production company is called First Bloom Films.
Nice, awesome.
Yeah,
So why don't you give a little bit of background for those who may not know you, where you came from, why you're here, and I don't mean necessarily on the Zoom call, but are you from LA originally? Where are you from, and what brought you there? Obviously, I'm assuming it's the acting, but yeah.
yeah. So I'm an American. I was born in New York, but I did grow up in Sao Paulo, Brazil, and I came back to the United States for college when I was 18. And I've basically been hopping around every couple of years. I've been in Florida, Atlanta, Indiana, and then finally I came to LA to really just kind of pursue my career, or at least set up shop for my career. I've always been acting and producing before I was out in LA, but I just kind of felt like this was the last place to be. And when I was 26, I was like, it's time to go.
Got it. So tell us a little bit about the film that you did, if you can, whatever you can tell us about it. I don't recall
Yeah.
if it's out open right now where you can view it anywhere, but
No. So we're in post, but we're hoping to get it on the film festival circuit soon. But yeah, so the film is called Balloon Animal. It's about a girl named Poppy who grows up in a traveling circus, and her sort of expertise at the circus is doing balloon animals. And I play Poppy, and it was written by my creative partner and co-founder of First Bloom Films, M. Johnson. And I came to her a couple of years ago with the idea. I was like, I don't have much. I was like, I just have like a visual that I really like, and that's like a girl with blue hair who makes balloon animals. And we kind of really ran with it from there. And we just filmed it back at the end of March. We had to postpone twice because of the pandemic.
mm,
So it was really a dream come true to finally get to film it. And it's really shaping up to be a movie that we're super proud of right now.
awesome. Well, I definitely look forward to hopefully seeing it once it's available to view. That would be
Yeah.
awesome. So you've started your own company, as you alluded to beginning when I asked you about it, and I even mentioned.
Mhm.
So I see it being coined as, a female-focused production company, and I thought it was pretty
Yeah.
interesting. And I just want to know more about that, like why female-focused, what inspired that, these types of things.
I think, well, first, Em and I just obviously wanted to create a production company that we would get to do our own work in, right? That's quite simple that, we're in charge and we get to make what we want to see. But women, obviously, as two identifying women, are important to us. And we've had a lot of terrible set experiences as women and how we were treated. Definitely things that have happened with our bosses in the past. And so we really wanted to focus on creating a safe space for women in the industry, A, to just thrive storytelling wise, and B, just to like have a great place to work on set, how we wish we had been treated, how we wish things had been run. Um, Obviously we're not going to get it perfect all the time, but that's definitely what we're aiming for. And yeah, I mean, there's just not as many opportunities for women in the industry as there should be. And we're obviously we're as an industry starting to move out of that a little bit, especially with the Me Too movement. So we just obviously wanted to be a part of that and make a place where women are the center of attention.
Got it. That's awesome. Well, I like that idea. And when I was
Yeah.
kind of researching you and seeing, who you are and a little bit more about you before this interview, I noticed something quite interesting and strange. I don't know if you've Googled yourself.
Not
Okay.
recently.
Okay. So there is literally, hold up, there's literally a Wikipedia with your name. with your headshot that says you are a Virginia politician who served in the Virginia House of Delegates. She has represented the 68th district, which includes portions of the city of Richmond and Chesterfield County. And it says you were born in 1938 and you're 83 years old. So can you confirm that I'm not kidding. If you want, you can pick out your
That
phone.
actually, wow, I feel like the cat's out of the bag. Maybe that is me. I've never seen that before. I do like, I know there.
I don't know if you can see. No, you can't really see on my phone. But yeah.
Oh wait, hold on. I'm Googling it. Oh my God, there I am. I am a politician.
Yeah.
83. Wow, I think I look pretty good for my age.
Exactly. Whatever you're doing, it's working. Keep it up, right?
Yeah, I have that going for me. Wow, yeah, no, that's a first for me. I haven't seen that before, but it's super interesting. Hopefully that'll get updated to be more relevant to what I'm trying to put out there. But
yeah, you can I would say just screenshot it and post it on your Instagram and be like, what's going on, guys? Get your fans there to edit that stuff. Yeah.
That's a perfect idea.
Thought that was quite interesting. So it says in your biography, it says you grew up in Brazil, even though you're born in the States. So can you speak Portuguese, or what other language can you speak?
I can speak Portuguese. I say I like speak 2.5 languages because Portuguese is quite similar to Spanish. So my understanding of Spanish and like my reading and writing of Spanish is pretty good. I can't speak it as well as I speak Portuguese, but yeah, so I lived in Brazil for about 13 years, from age 5 to 18. So I really consider that my home. So yeah, my Portuguese, I'm a little shy with it. I have an American accent when I speak in it. So, you know, it takes some coaxing out of me to do it, but.
Okay, well, give us one phrase in Portuguese that you feel comfortable with. Putting you on the spot right now.
So, yeah, right. So, bom dia is good morning. So you can. Bom dia, good morning.
Awesome.
A little something.
A little something. And I also found on your Instagram, for example, because you know you're a public figure, you can't hide. And I found something damning, and that is you seem to be a nerd, a geek. I saw you at Anime Station Little Tokyo. What was that about?
Yeah, big time geek, nerd, whatever you want to call it. I've been playing World of Warcraft since I was 12. I have the same character that I've been playing since I was 12. She's a night elf druid on Shadow Council. She's a boomkin. Do you play World of Warcraft?
I don't play WoW very much. I play more first person shooters. I like the competition. My brother is very heavily into WoW.
Oh, okay. All right. So you know a little bit about it. I know a little bit, yeah. Yeah. So I've been playing that. That's been like my sort of bread and butter since I was like a preteen. But huge Lord of the Rings fan, huge anime fan. Obviously, I collabed with Anime Station, and who also happens, besides to be my creative collaborator, is my best friend. And it's basically a couple of blocks away from where I live. So almost every weekend we go there and spend an obscene amount of money on anime figurines and like memorabilia. We like to collect stuff. So yeah, huge geek.
Do you think that, you know, with your production company that you might create something like maybe a cult classic, a sci-fi thing that maybe is centered all around women, or, you know, the Amazonians of space or something? I don't know. Just throwing it out there. Like, do you see something like that? Yeah,
that would definitely be a dream come true for me. You know, I love sci-fi. I love fantasy, obviously, and I love those types of movies as well. So it's never a no from me. Anything could go into our wheelhouse. It's just a question of when and where, you know. So it may take a little convincing for M, but hopefully I'll work my charms. We'll see.
Got it. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Well, definitely let us know if you do. And how long ago has, it's Bloom Productions, right? Is that, did I say that
First
correctly?
Bloom.
First Bloom, there you go, thank you.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
so when did that really come to fruition? And you know was that always the goal, and what is the goal ultimately for the production company? I know you said to be more of a safe space for women, I get that, totally agree, but what's the major goal, right? What's taking you and pushing your motivation with this production company?
Yeah. So, well, before Em and I even formed the production company, we had been working together for a while on other projects. And that was sort of like the foundation of our relationship. Before even becoming like friends, we kind of did it the opposite. Usually best friends are like, oh, let's start a company together. Em and I spent years working together. That really just came from like really being passionate about each other's work and talent, and also just loving each other's professionalism and how we work together. It's always been easy to work with them, so eventually when we started talking about creating Balloon Animal, it just kind of felt like a no-brainer. As like the first complete film under our production company, it just made sense, where it's like, okay, we already know that we like each other, we already know that we like working together, we already know that we do it well. It makes sense to take that step. And so we did. And, Balloon Animal was really the catalyst for that. And obviously, we're super thankful and happy about it. But yeah, eventually, like with the production company, I mean, we have so many ideas and so many things we want to do, putting women in front of the camera, putting women behind the camera, essentially, making an array of films, not just sticking to any one genre, any one style. Also just really making it a place where women can also come and learn. One day we want to have like an internship program or a shadowing program where young women can come and learn how films are made, get real hand-on experience. So we also just very simply want to make films that people are going to want to watch and enjoy, and hopefully look forward to a First Bloom film when one is released.
Awesome. Great. The internet connection is a little bit laggy. I don't know if it's my fault or whatnot, which no big deal. I just want to point that out because it
Okay.
could be me on my end. Because
No
again,
worries.
like I told you at the beginning before we started filming, I'm at my home office right now. So we're just unpacking while everything's getting renovated at the office. So
No
um,
worries. I
I don't know
understand.
if you can hear me clearly or not. But another thing I wanted to ask, like, obviously, geek culture has been very big over the past decade. I mean, it's really always been big, but it really became mainstream in the last decade or two. And, moving away from all the Batman movies and things, and now you started getting all the Marvel stuff and that type of stuff. Like, do you see yourself as a production company partnering with something like that? Or do you see yourself as an individual wanting to play a superhero? And if so, like, what would you like to play?
Um, Definitely both. I mean, sky's the limit for us. We love partnerships, we love collaborations. Um, Definitely working with any of those people would be a dream, of course. I'm sure Em would love to direct a Marvel movie one day, and I would love to watch her in it or be in one. I love Marvel movies. But yeah, to be honest, if I could play anything, I would love to do more World of Warcraft films and then be in that. I also know this is not necessarily superhero stuff, but there is a Lord of the Rings TV show coming out. I would love to audition for that, just because those are all things that I just like really enjoy personally. I haven't thought that far ahead if I would be able to actually enjoy it if I'm in it, but I would love the experience. That would be sort of dream
Got
come
it.
true for
Is
me.
speaking of Lord of the Rings, so I just recently watched the Hobbit trilogy again.
Yeah.
Watched it before many times, and so my question for you is, why do you think it is that what Bilbo is just a hero and just awesome, but Frodo in Lord of the Rings is just so dull and a wuss. What why didn't the genes get passed on somehow? Why did they all just go to?
Well, first, do you think Frodo's a wuss? I don't know if I agree with that. I mean,
Yeah,
he's
I
a
mean,
little,
that's my opinion. It might not be right. People are going to hate on me for this.
yeah,
That's fine. But that's just my personal opinion.
yeah. He's carrying quite the burden. So, I might cry a little bit here and then if I had to like carry an evil ring across the country and hopefully destroy it. I don't know. Because I differ. I think the genes are passed down. If anything, I think Frodo has a better attitude about the whole thing than Bilbo does. I feel like Frodo's a little more willing to going on the adventure and journey than Bilbo is. So I don't know. I think they both have their perks and their flaws.
Yeah, I could agree with that. He seems to be very more optimistic, and but just my personal opinion. I mean, I feel like his friends really carried him, you know,
Yeah,
and Bilbo is like killing people and just fighting in wars, and he just like doesn't care, you know. And
true.
Frodo's just like, put the ring on, get away, type of thing.
Yeah. Sam really is the real hero, let's be
Yes.
honest,
Yeah, I agree.
about that little journey. He doesn't get enough credit. Or actually, I think he is getting more credit as time goes by. As millennials who grew up watching it are grown up, they're like, oh, Samwise Gamgee.
Yeah, I think that is the consensus as of late, as more and more generations are starting to watch it, and they kind of are seeing, like, looking at it more critically and seeing
Yeah,
who the real hero is, who's
yeah.
putting forth the most effort and these types of things. So I can definitely agree with that. Well, I know we have a limited time and I don't want to take up too much of it because I know you've got a lot of things to do. You're in very high demand right now. So
Mm,
before we go, a couple things. One, let everybody know where they can find you, um, what you're going to be doing next, and anything else that you would like to talk to us about before we go.
yeah. Great. Well, I don't have many social media platforms. I really only have one, which is my Instagram, which is catg.waddell. That's where you can definitely get glimpses into my everyday life, but it's also where I post a lot about what's going on work-wise, career-wise, the films we're working on, the films we have worked on, all the great news coming up about a lot of projects that I have in post, such as Dinner in America, which did really well on the film festival circuit, which I'm an EP on and have a small acting role. We Need to Do Something, which is a horror that's coming out that got into Tribeca, and I'm an EP on. So, but what's next for us is we're just developing some really interesting projects. We have a collaboration with a production company called Spiel, and we're working on a film called Fry, and it's about two Hasidic teens who are sort of rebelling against their community. And then we're also working with a very awesome guy named Andre Pili, who is Brazilian, and we are working with him right now on a script called Meninos, which is boys in Portuguese. And it's going to be about a young Brazilian man in the United States who's exploring his identity against the backlash of his conservative Brazilian family, which I'm super excited about because we will be writing that script in both Portuguese and English, and really drawing on, so super exciting, but really drawing on my own upbringing in Brazil and Andre's upbringing in Brazil as well. So, that's a film that will hit close to home for me. So a lot of fun stuff in the works.
Awesome. Well, again, Catherine, I really appreciate you being here with us to do this interview and get to know you better and what's going on in the world of film with regards to your own production company. I think that's super awesome what you're doing. And I wish you all the best luck and success. And I continue to want to see, hopefully, that continuation and growth.
Yeah.
So definitely stay in touch. And until then, we'll talk soon.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. I had a great time.
Awesome. Take care.
All right. Bye.